all metaphorical, parabolic, nigga. In order for you to understand it, the Lord got to be dealing with you and opening up your mind to see the dark sayings going.
And rise up to the battle.
And rise up to the battle of Armageddon, World War III. Going, which the word Armageddon means the mountain of truths from the Hebrew word Armageddon. Okay, go on.
For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen.
Meaning despised, go on.
And despised among men. Thy terribleness have deceived thee.
Right.
And thy pride, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliff.
And the reason why they're so proud, because they got that heavy military might, man. When you check that military out, boy, you're gonna be proud. That's why Donald Trump, he's proud, man.
Right.
He's more stout than his fellow European members.
He's saying submarines. Very powerful.
Yeah, yo, y'all gonna be laughing.
We've got smart bugs coming in there, very smart and new. That thing is crazy, man.
Yeah, so I mean, and you know, and they even got those aircraft carriers too. Okay, they got a lot of those bad boys, and they got a lot of guns stored up. So I mean, America, they feel like they're unstoppable due to their military might. But like I said, it's all through the counsel of the Lord. The counsel of the Lord is going to come in effect. It don't matter how much might you got, how much power you got, how much military might you got. Go on.
And it says, and thou dwellest in the cliff of the rocks that holdest the heights of the hill.
And who dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks? Come on, man. Somebody got to name me. Come on, man. You can't say everybody dwelt in the clefts of the rocks. There was one nation of people that are known to dwell in the clefts of the rocks. Hence you have the term Caucasian. What does the term Caucasian go back to? The word there is cave dweller. That's what you get the word of, because when you understand where the term Caucasus goes back to, it goes back to South Georgia, Russia. You understand? Let's get serious now. That's what the term Caucasian goes back to. And even during the time of when Job was prophesying, Job prophesied that they would dwell in the rocks. So this is talking about a judgment of Edom. Okay, go on.
And it says, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. Right. There's a clue. Yeah. I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh.
Right, the Lord is going to bring them down. So the minute they presented that lie to the world, saying they made it to the moon, the Apollo, what is it, I believe it was Apollo 54, something like that. Apollo 13, right? And they said they made it to the moon. The minute they made that lie and declared that lie to the world, that's when the economy went down and the morals went down amongst the people. And that started in 69, baby. Okay, go on.
And it says, also Edom shall be a desolation.
Right, and Edom shall be a desolation. So how is Edom going to be a desolation? By their own missiles that they've set up, that they're coming and creating. So their own weapons are going to be destroying their own system. As the saying goes, live by the sword, what? Die by the sword. And that's what, and guess what? Who do we get that saying from? We got it from them.
Alright.
Go on.
And it says, everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
And shall hiss at all the plagues. Go on.
As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, and it's going to be in a like manner, because in Sodom and Gomorrah, what did you have? You had brimstones that pelted the city. Right. So what's going to pelt America? What's going to be interchangeable rather than the brimstones, those missiles? Read that verse again.
And it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah,
right, go on.
and the neighboring cities thereof.
And the neighboring cities thereof, because I believe there were several cities that made up Sodom and Gomorrah. Right. So all of those different states that makes up America today, those cities are going to be bolted to the ground due to those missiles. That's why China is getting ready for war. All right. That's why Russia's getting ready for war. Iran is getting ready for war. And even the allies of America is getting ready for war. And then by that being the case, you even have a dividency amongst the allies of America. Great Britain is gradually starting to separate themselves from Iran. Okay?
Yeah.
So everything's
yeah,
going to line according to purpose. All of this extra shenanigans, the clubs, and all of this nonsense is going out. That doesn't matter. What matters is what's happening in reality. And that's the word of God. People like to say, oh, the Bible is a book that's 3,000 years old, and it's a known bell. It doesn't matter right now. But you gotta focus, man. Forget about all of that bullshit. You know? I know they kind of cheap, but oh, okay. But to hell with that, man. That's not important, because all of that is going to be burned to smithereens, man. All of this is going to be done away with. You know? So what was I saying before, man? I lost my train of thought. What was I saying before?
Missiles.
You could be impelled by this one.
Right. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. Con, the water, brother. So just like how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, America and Great Britain as well is going to be destroyed in like manner. Okay, now it may seem insignificant me saying this, or we are saying this, but our words, which is of the Bible, is going to be made manifest in reality. Because half of what we've been saying for the past almost years is already in effect. So the other half has to come in effect now. Okay, so go on.
And it says, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it.
Right, so it says, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. Oh, but you know what? Somebody else is going to dwell in it. Another creature is going to dwell in it. Let's get Isaiah 34, please. Because you're going to have dwellers in our land. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to have life in America, but it's not going to be the life you think it is. Give me Isaiah 34, Baba Kushan.
34, verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
Right.
And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone.
Okay,
And the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever.
That smoke is going to burn. That smoke is going to go on for a long time, man. For eons, go on.
From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever.
Go on.
But the cormorant and the bittern,
Right, those are birds. Go on.
shall possess it.
Go on.
The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it.
Go on.
And it shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness.
And there's some more things to go on.
They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. The thorns shall come up in her palaces.
There's not going to be no royalty in America. It's not going to be anything there. Okay, Trump and his wife and his kids and the whole ambience of the family, it's not going to be there. It's going to be totally destroyed, man. Go on.
Nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons, and a court for owls.
And the court for owls, boy. They're going to be playing games in that land.
Alright.
That's why it says going to be a court. The word court means games, man. They're going to be playing games there. Go on, brother.
The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island.
So wait a minute. This is saying that America's going to be a desert. Wait a minute. That can't be true. America has the military might, the power. America's unstoppable, remember? So how is this land going to be pelted to a desert? It's because of the word of the Most High. That's what. Go on. You got something to say? Yeah. Go on.
I just wanted to say that this is powerful right here, because we know the future of America. We know something that these people don't know. You understand? Like, you got all these proud people in America that talk about, you know, the renewal of the power of America, that boast in the power of America, the military might. You know, going back to the old days of America. But we know the future of America. We know that the Bible says that the only thing that America's going to inhabit is different, like lizards, owls, different like desert type birds that can survive in harsh desert like conditions. Different like serpents, different snake-type creatures. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's the future for America. That's the future of the white man's enterprise, man. Desolation. We know the future. So we're not here trying to make it up in society. We're not trying to benefit ourselves in this world. We're trying to separate ourselves, trying to detach ourselves from this present world. Why? Because we know what the scriptures are saying. Trust me, have faith in what the words of the Holy Scriptures is saying, man. We know something that the average people don't know. That's why the people, you see them walking around, they think that the house of America, of the house of Esau, will continue forever. They think they're going on like it's never going to end, man. And this is the be all and end.
And that's why in the news they always make mention of 2035, 2045, 2200. Because if these things don't happen, we're going to remain in our hellish, degradable state, and we're always going to be exploited around the world. So things have to change for the better, and that means that America and Great Britain and the allies thereof have to poke themselves and self-destroy themselves, man. That's what has to happen, and we're reading about it. The word of God. This ain't just any word. This is not no Quran or the Egyptian Book of the Dead or the book of being a Buddhite. I made that up, right? A book of being a Hindu. This is the word of the Heavenly Father. Okay, go on.
So it say, the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow.
Right, so they're gonna make friends. Those animals are gonna be friends with one another, man. In the land of America.
They're gonna be like, yeah, bro, I thought the white man used to be there. He's gonna be like, no, he gone, bro. The owl's gonna take the steak. The steak is gonna be like, I remember the good old days, man. The white man used to walk around. And the owl's gonna be like, oh, yeah, no more.
That was a long time ago, buddy.
But we here now.
They took over, man.
Yeah, it's all keeping going.
Hey man, we showing you, and I like what the brother said earlier before, because we know the end result of this society. We know the end result of the so-called white man system. We know where it's going, and it's not. This society don't have a bright future. The future is not bright; it is bleak. Okay. So let's continue on.
They're gonna pop bubbles.
Right.
This is
champagne.
The screech owl. Right. The screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest.
So this is going into the state and the condition of our landmass, which is called America. It's going to be a desert. You're going to have desert creatures that's going to inhabit our land. 5,000 square mile worth of land. Could you believe it? That's a lot of land, man, where those animals can play, they can do what they want to do, and they can actually be free and crying out loud.
Right. That's actually a good thing.
That's actually a great thing.
That's a good thing, because Esau was destroying the land.
Yep.
And now he turned the land into like some technology place. And now the Most High is going to finally give back the land to nature again.
Absolutely.
Because before Esau got there, it was supposed to be like Edom, right?
Yep.
So it's going to go back to being Edom.
Yep. That's it.
The Most High is going to give it back to the beasts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're reading about it. So that's the future of this place, man. This is nothing but an empire we live under. This ain't no a world or society that just came up out of nowhere. This is an empire which is known as the revival of ancient Rome. That's the world we live in today. Okay, go on.
There shall the great owl make her nest and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, everyone with her mates.
Oh, so vultures are going to dwell there too. They're going to have their mates that dwell there as well. Not only just the owls and the snakes and the lizards, but you're going to have vultures that's going to dwell in the land of America after it's destroyed by those nuclear missiles. So that's how you know right there that it is a guarantee and it's a definitive, or should I say it's definitive, that America's going to go through a nuclear war. And we are going, this society is going through World War III. All right? It's definitive. It's not no, we don't know, it may be, or we're not really sure. No, we are sure about this. We are sure, because we have the inside scoop. We have the truth. But see, these individuals out here that's in Great Britain, they don't have a clue. They think, oh, if we protest and we do this and we do that and we go to the courts, then we can pretty much prevent a nuclear war. You're not going to prevent anything. You got guys like Christopher Green, you got Alex Jones, and you got a lot of Edomite radio hosts out there that are trying to wake the people up to the agenda of the elite. I mean, that's all right, that's all good, because I'm learning something too. I'm learning, we all learning. But guess what? It's not going to amount to anything. It is not going to amount to nothing. Okay? And we're going to prove that. Let's prove it right now. Give me Proverbs 19:21. This society's going downhill, man. You got some, right? Go on.
This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will rise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them.
Right.
That rise up against me, a destroying wind.
That rise up against me, a destroying wind. It's windy already. So what wind is this? What destroying wind is this talking about? The destroying wind is going to come from those nuclear missiles, which is the TNT. That's what that destroying wind is. Read that verse again.
And it says, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will rise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them,
right,
that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
Okay, go on.
And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her,
right,
and shall empty her land.
Right.
For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
So in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Now is this talking about a woman? No. This is talking about a society or a landmass. Let's prove that. Give me Revelation 17. The her is talking about an empire which is known as the American Empire. That's what it's talking about. And then you have all of the heads that come together, which is the EU, that make up this revival of ancient Roman Empire. And they're all going to be and see their demise. Alright, if you don't know what that word is, go look it up, Google it. Okay, go on.
Revelations 17:4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones.
And the color purple is a symbol for royalty. Go on.
And it says, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations.
Right, that's that democracy they spread to the world. That's what's in that cup. Go on.
And filthiness of her fornication.
Right.
And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Go on.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
And I saw the woman that was drunken with the blood of the saints. The blood of the saints is talking about the elect, because they're going to die in that land. Plus you have the Native American Indians and the Israelites that were lynched on trees and were brutalized in that land. Okay? By I believe it was what was that group called? Homeland Security is called. They were slaughtered by what you call Homeland Security. Okay, go on.
And it says, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai.
Right, and the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai. Because you're going to have certain brothers, they're going to have to die for this faith. Okay, they're going to be put before judgment. Okay, and they're going to have to pretty much, come to the conclusion that it's either they're going to, face this truth forward and die for this thing, or take the trip and face some other destruction. That's going to be much more severe than what you're already going to face. Go on.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Right.
And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman.
Right, I will tell thee of the mystery of the woman. Who is this woman talking about? Go on.
And of the beast that carrieth her, which have the 7 heads and the 10 horns.
Which had the 7 heads and the 10 horns. That's talking about the EU. Okay, the 10 nations that represent the EU. All right. You have, or should I say, you have Germania Minor, Germania Major, the Franks, which is the French. You also have the British, the Greeks.
Spain's in there.
Right, Spain is in there. Who else? Greece. You Yeah, I said Greece.
Rome.
Oh, and England's in there too.
I told you, you said that.
I said that, right?
Rome.
Yeah, Rome, which is Italy. Rome.
That's
So
7.
those are the 7 heads that pretty much make up the society as a whole. This revival of ancient Rome. All right. So there you have it. Go on.
And it says, the beast that thou sawest was and eats not, and,
Right, was and is not, which is referring to Rome. Go on.
and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit,
Right. Which is Europe. Go on.
and go into perdition.
And go into what?
Perdition.
Perdition means destruction.
And it says, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundations of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is.
Right, and yet is. Okay, so the thing about it is now we understand it, we realize what woman is talking about. Okay, now if you can perceive it, and if it's meant for you to perceive it, then that's good for you. But if it's not, then you weren't meant to receive it in the first place. All right, now this is talking about America. Okay, America is known as that woman that sitteth upon what? The beast, which the beast represents the EU. Okay, and that whole entire setup is breaking apart as I speak right now. So the whole companionship of America and the EU is breaking. It's breaking apart. Even within the EU is breaking apart. So there's a dividency amongst Esau. All right, go on.
Go back to Jeremiah 51, and it says, and against him that bendeth, let the archers bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up on his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
I like that. That looks kind of cool. Go on, look at that.
And thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans.
Right, the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans. So you're going to have a lot of dead carcasses in that place. And the soldiers that take part in this war, this nuclear war. Because a nuclear war is coming. Okay, go on.
And it says, and they that are thrust and thrust through in her streets. For Israel have not been forsaken.
Right, and Israel have not been forsaken. Why? Because it tells you in the Bible that the Lord shall not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, which is the elect. The elect are going to be saved out of the destruction that's going to come. But the vast majority of our people that don't want to take heed, that don't want to listen, they're going to be destroyed in that nuclear fire. They're going to be doing backstrokes, front strokes, side strokes, and backflips in that motherfucker. Okay, that's what's going to go down. And that's why we call it for y'all to repent. If y'all so-called Negro, so-called Latino, Native American Indian, this is serious, man. The Lord ain't playing no games anymore. When you were taught by the pastors, you were taught lies about the Most High. You were taught that the Most High is all love and he's all lovey-dovey. He won't do no wrong. He won't even hurt an ant or fly. So you believe that the Lord ain't gonna do that. So I could just be anywhere I want to be and I could do what I want to do. No. You doing what you want to do and you being the way you want to be is going to lead to you being under the soil when that fire quenches on you. When that fire is not quenching on your behind, man. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to move forward more.
And it says, for Israel have not been forsaken,
Yeah.
nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts. Now the land was filled with the sin against the Holy One of Israel.
Yeah.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Right, flee out of the midst of Babylon. Read that verse again.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon. And deliver every man his soul.
Right, and deliver every man his soul. What is that every man his soul talking about? The elect. Okay, it's not referring to just actually every man. So you gotta understand this Bible. A simpleton will read this and think, oh, everybody's gonna be saved. No. The elect are gonna be saved. 144,000 are gonna be saved out of here. Right. Go on.
Be not cut off in her iniquity.
Right, be not cut off in her iniquity. Meaning don't conspire with the people of America. Don't get down with the American way, because the American way is going to lead you to that destruction. That's why it tells you in Micah 2:10, arise and depart, for this is not the rest. It ain't talking about go to the land of Egypt, flee to Egypt doctrine. Or go to Israel land, Israeli land. It's talking about get your mind in the ways of the Heavenly Father. take your mind out of the ways of this world. That's what it's talking about.
For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
Right, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. So there's going to come a time and a place where the Lord is going to execute vengeance. Okay, and we're not just saying this just to be saying it's like this is it's just something we know. The Lord sent us out here. We are the what you call the mouthpiece of the Heavenly Father. We're the prophets. Okay, we're not just some regular black guys out here that just decide, oh, it's a Saturday evening, we're gonna come out here, we're gonna just bring out Bible scriptures all day long. We're doing this because it's a reason why we're doing it. The reason why we're doing this because we're out here to warn the people of what's to go down before it already goes down. And now you have that, so within that time frame, now you have that time to either repent or you don't want to and be destroyed. It's just black and white, there's no gray area. Okay, that's why we are set up. We are set up to warn you of what's going to come in the near future. That's the purpose of us being here. We're not out here to make friends with people or to conversate, we're out here to teach you or to warn you. It's two things we're out here to do. Alright, so you got some, right?
He will render unto her a recompense.
Right, he will render unto her a recompense. That's America. A lot of America is going to receive the recompense. How was America established? By the blood of the nation of Israel. By lynching, slaughtering native Indians. By the dozens, by the Spaniards and other European countries. That's how America was established. So when you establish a land by blood, in return, you're going to receive that same judgment. It's just basic. The laws of nature, baby, it's just basic. It's not hard to understand. Alright? Read on.
Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Right. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Go on.
That have made all the earth drunken, and the nations have drunken of her wine.
Right, that democracy around the world. That's how they became drunk. They took hold of that wine and then now they bugged out. Okay, but guess what? These other nations, they put that wine aside and they say, you know what, the hell with America. Even the allies of America is like, to hell with America. Great Britain is being set. So this whole thing, this whole society that makes up this revival of ancient Rome is breaking apart. That's why you have to Brexit, and this exit. So this thing is breaking apart, pursuant to the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter. So the Bible has been decoded, my friends. Okay, by the right people, the prophets of the Lord, which of the nation of Israel. The churches couldn't do it. All right, the the Roman Catholic institution couldn't do it. Okay, the Christian churches couldn't do it. The men of the Lord did it. Why? Because we're the Israelites. You're gonna find out the so-called Negroes, okay, that was put on cargo slave ships, that's considered a food in this society. It's now the people of God now. That's what you now finding out. Okay? All of the lies of how the Negro and nobody ain't gonna amount to anything. Hey, that's a lie that's been put now it's been put out. Okay? Now like I said, and I'm gonna say this again. The reason why we are out here, we're not out here to cause no fights with nobody. We're not out here to argue with people. We're out here to warn you of what's to come. You can accept what we say, it's up to you, or you don't have to. Alright? That's between you and Heavenly Father. We got the final word, we got the final message. Not Pope Francis V or whatever his name is. He doesn't have the answer. And what proves he doesn't have the answer, because if he did have the answer, he wouldn't be molesting little boys, as they all do. Okay, so let's move on. Go on.
And it says, therefore the nations are mad.
Therefore the nations are mad because they don't find out that America's full of issue. Go on.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Right, Babylon, which is America, is suddenly fallen and it is destroyed. So that's what we're heading towards right now. Economically, it's already destroyed. America is not the same as it used to be. All right, the white picket fence and the grass all over the floor, the American dream, it's a lie now. It doesn't exist anymore. You had people that worked their asses off. They went to schools, they went to universities, they did all that they were told to do by their authorities. And what did it get them? Got them nowhere. Same thing in this country as well. They went right by the book, got them nowhere. Why? Because it's a lie. The people that prosper in this world are the people at the top, man. The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, and they calling the shots. They just lying to you and got you thinking that you're gonna get somewhere when really you're just gonna be a better slave for the system. Go on.
Howl for her, take balm for her pain.
And that's gonna be the end of America. Destruction. Go on.
If so be, she may be healed.
Right. And that's it on that. So I'm gonna have the brother speak right here.
Right. Go ahead.
And it says, we would have healed Babylon.
Brother, speak and speak with power, brother, like you know me. Go on.
And it says, we would have healed Babylon, but
Right.
she is not healed.
It's good to say we would heal Babylon, but she is not healed. All right? Because who's trying to heal Babylon? The Edomites, man. They're trying to bring back the good old days. They're trying to bring back the days where niggas was hanging off of trees and stuff, man. You know? When we were getting raped and stuff. When they had us on the run, running through the woods like foxes, and they were hunting us down and shooting us. That's what they talk about. Good old days for who?
Right.
Good old days for who? For us? Where was America ever good for us?
Right.
Show me the time. We had a good point in time where we had Black Wall Street. We had our own grocery stores, post offices. We had our own we had our own bank, man. We had our own lawyers.
Airfield,
you know,
all fields.
We literally had our own thing. And if it were kept, and if that thing was still going on to this day, imagine what we'd have now. But the white man saw that, Esau saw that. And you know what he did? He bombed it. He bombed the thing to smithereens, man.
You're talking about Wall Street.
Yeah, Black Wall Street. That's the time where it was good for us at that point in time.
We had our own economics.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But Esau ain't allowed that. But so it shows you that we're not allowed to do the right thing in Babylon. We're only allowed to do the wrong thing. When we're killing one another, selling drugs, that's when the Esau allowed that. Right. And when we're shaking our booty, twerking on internet,
right. On
and when we're killing one another, gang banging, all right, walking down the street with us pants sagging, when we're showing our shame to the world, that's when the white man say, oh, that's cool. But the second we fix ourselves up and start building our own thing, that's when Esau come down and say, no, you can't do that. Right. We're only allowed to do the wrong thing. We're not allowed to do the right thing. But then Esau, the accuser of our brethren, they don't turn around and say, oh, look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. Yeah, but when we try to fix ourselves up, then you got a problem.
Then it's a problem.
Then you got a fucking problem. Excuse my language. It's going to say they'll heal it, but it cannot be healed. Because the average so-called white man and white woman, they're enjoying the benefits of so-called white supremacy.
And then what their daddy has done too, brother.
Okay, they're enjoying it. They're rejoicing over our destruction. Because how did Esau become great? By destroying the tribes, man. By taking down Judah and Ephraim.
Yeah.
The house of Judah and the house of Ephraim, man. When the so-called native Indian and the so-called Puerto Rican and the indigenous people of North, Central, and South of America, when they were brought down, who came up? The so-called white man. Because he tried to say, we're the lazy ones.
Wow.
We're the lazy ones. Oh, look at them. They're lazy. Yeah, but what work has Esau done by sitting on his backside doing nothing?
They're saying we're lazy, but we built